Hello, my Bill 5000 Nation. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, I hope it gets better from here. We are back with another Watcher. This one is titled, How a Pope's Nepobaby Became One of the Worst Tyrants in History. I love the word Nepobaby. I don't know why. I enjoy some words more than others. I don't know why. It's the life. All right, I'm excited for today's video. If you're excited as I am, then what you want to do is go ahead, get them lights turned down low. You want to go ahead and get on something comfy, cuddle up with someone special or something special. You know, whatever you feel necessary. You're free range people. And then let's go ahead and get into today's story.
Welcome one and all to Puppet History! Today we'll be taking an ever-winding look at yet another chapter in the heavy book we call history, while our guests ruthlessly compete for the coveted title of History Wizard. I'm your beloved host.
I forget sometimes that the professor comes in like a wrecking ball to my eardrums and... Ooh, doggy. Okay.
The Professor! Thank you! Ryan Bergara! Are you ready, pal?
Oh man, I'm so ready. I snoozed through my alarm for an hour and a half today, so I'm ready to go.
Well, that's the fighting spirit I love to see. Zach Kornfeld in the flesh! Good to see ya!
Professor, it is wonderful to see you again. Hey Ryan, let's make this the best episode of Puppet History ever, yeah?
I'll try.
Hey, great! Then let's crack in!
Professor, what happened to the hat?
Well, I wanted to let it breathe a bit this season. I like my new hair, and it feels good.
Do you have the hat?
Yeah, you want to try it out?
I would love to try it on.
Here, come, wait, hang on a sec.
Probably not great. Oh! Oh my,
You have hands.
Thank
Grab
you.
that. See how that looks on
I bet you this is gonna look real good on me.
you. You know what? It
Yeah?
almost fits.
Kind of like a little, like a safari yarmulke. Should I just keep this going all up?
It's not bad.
Let's dive into the history books.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, now, to begin, would you rather be loved or feared?
I want people to fear how much they love me.
Whoa.
Michael Scott.
Okay, thank God. I didn't
yeah.
realize. I thought that was a Zach Kornfeld original, and I was like, oh, buddy, we're gonna have a talk after this.
Well, most folks would toss our subject today firmly in the feared camp. But what if that assessment isn't quite fair? Maybe the bad stories about him were spread by his rivals. Maybe a lack of love from his father drove him into fear's powerful embrace. Or maybe he really was a mean, twisted freak. Today, we're talking about Cesare Borgia.
What country is this dude from?
Italy.
So you're gonna do a really cool Italian accent the whole episode, right, Professor?
Yes. Is that offensive?
No, you should keep doing it.
It's unclear.
Look,
you guys
I've
even let that one slide.
I've worked really hard on this accent for a long time, and I think you're all gonna love it. Let's go.
Oh God.
Now, as a family, the Borgias loom large in Renaissance history. They were rich, they were powerful, and they were scandalous. But before that, they were just a middle-class, albeit noble, Spanish family. What's going on out there? Whoa,
Something magical. I felt really nice, actually.
we'll do it again then, Zach.
I'll do it on my other side.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Do you charge an hourly rate? Could I get you at home to
I'm
do
free.
this?
So back to the Borgias, but feel free to tickle each other throughout.
Oh, we will.
Their path to finding
fuck.
themselves in Italian history books began with Alfonso de Borgia, who, after decades of dutiful service to the church in 1455, finally made it to the Vatican C-suite, becoming Pope Calixtus III. A bit of a nepotist, on February 22nd, 1456, Alfonso appointed his 25-year-old nephew, Rodrigo Borgia, to cardinal. Now, unlike his uncle, Rodrigo wasn't much interested in a pious life. He abused his power in the church and used his influence to amass a large fortune. Imagine that.
Corruption in the church. I can't
Amazing.
I know. Whoa, here we go.
Ba-da-ba-da-da.
Our first question. How did Rodrigo become super rich working for the church? A. taking bribes to okay stuff that wasn't actually okay. B, blackmailing people who confessed to him. Or C, straight up stealing from that collection plate. Ryan, how you feeling? Look at you go.
B. I want to say
got
B.
something there? What do you
I
got,
want to say he went big.
I'm gonna go with C. Just because it's a little shit thing to do, steal from a collection plate.
It sure is.
And it also
It
makes
really
me
is.
a sea dog.
Were you trying to get on my good side?
Yeah, I hate myself.
You don't understand how that works, because we only... All right, man. You gotta chill out. Zach, what do you got?
I'm looking for something that's gonna lead to a bunch of wacky misadventures. I'm going with A, bribes.
Bribe's fun. We love a bribe, don't we?
I'm an A-dog. A?
Huh?
It's not the same, Zach. It's not
I
the
like
same.
that a lot, actually. It doesn't make any sense, but I like
Like a
that.
little Canadian
and
doggy.
so I'll give you a history point, Zach, but also because you're correct.
Damn.
Okay, moving right along.
I was hoping it was-
It's horse time now. Hey there, who are you? I'm Elmer Walter Williams, the husband-to-be of Dorothy Rook. Oh, nice to meet you. I've heard so many, things about you. Thank you. I'm just this guy. And, well, if you'll permit me, I'd like to give a shout-out to Scentbird for sponsoring today's episode. Yeah, you know what? You do smell good. Not like a horse at all. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, just that, horses tend to... Tread lightly, Professor. Nothing. Never mind. That's what I thought. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that allows you to browse over 600 delicious brands and receive a 30-day supply of a new fragrance every month for just $17. Every month you get to choose what you want to receive, so there are no surprises. Oh, hey, that's a good deal. Yes, it sure is. In fact, I took Scentbird's fragrance recommendation quiz and they set me on the right track. And just in time for summer, my upcoming nuptials, and consummating my marriage all over the honeymoon. Papa's gonna want to smell nice for himself and his gorgeous galloping gal. Scentbird carries brands like Prada, Gucci, and Versace, as well as niche brands. This month, I received Search by Amouage, fragrance for men. It drives Dorothy Ruth buck wild. When she gets a whiff of me and this stuff, there's simply no way she could long for the days she spent alongside that boring cat, Stanley Melvin. Anyway, it's hot, virile, and strong, with notes of elemi, frankincense, and spicy guaiac wood, wrapped in a bouquet of citrus. Perfect for men, as well as horses. Oh, nice. Yeah, that smells really good, man. Oh, you know it. I also picked up a scent or two for Dorothy Ruth. I got her Scandalwood by Heretic Parfums. It's so hot, sticky, sweet, just like Dorothy Ruth. Yes, anytime I breathe in the creamy sandalwood, exotic coriander, and voluptuous Bulgarian rose, we immediately are ready for some sexy horse time on the beach, pier, or anywhere we happen to be. Yes, the case is super easy to use. Remove the perfume vial, turn the dial, spray, and go. Wow, well, it sounds like you two horses are in store for a hot, sexy summer. Popsicle melting for sure. My absolute favorite has got to be El Sereno by House of Beau. I read the Love Potion's description, including magnolia and banana with silky marine notes. My boo is not going to be able to handle herself. You know what, Elmer? I'm very happy you're ready for a summer full of sexy fun. No, well, you also can have yourself a little hot girl summer, Professor. Just scan my QR code and use code WATCHER for 55% off at Scentbird. It's just a little over $7 for your first month and available in the US and Canada. Thank you, Elmer Walter. I'm gonna miss your smell when you clop away. That's very kind of you to say. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go find my fiancée, as I've not heard from her in 3 weeks. All right. Well, we'll see you later, buddy. Now, where were we? Ah, yes.
Yes, like many religions, the Catholic Church is famous for telling people what they can and cannot do.
In 3 weeks. That was very specific.
Back in the 1400s, there was a long list of things for which God would cast you into the pits of hell. But if you got an exception from a holy hunk, what was God gonna do? Rodrigo took bribes to let people do all kinds of shit, like granting divorces and licensing incestuous marriages by accepting obviously forged documents. Look, you don't earn a fortune by breaking rules that everybody else breaks, you know?
So Rodrigo was like, give me a Give me $20 and I'll let you kiss your sister.
Exactly right.
Sounds like a good deal.
Excuse me?
I don't have a sister, so.
Okay.
But I do have a brother. Sounds like a good deal.
This is a very, unfortunately, horny season.
Well, when it comes to kind of themes that, you know, are across the season, I think it's a top-down thing. And
So
last
it's all
time I
from-
checked, you were on
I'm
the
a top,
of the
baby.
call sheet.
I'm definitely a top. Now, the Ducats gained by
It is
playing
the horny
fast and loose
season.
with heaven's sacred contracts, funded a luxurious life befitting a Renaissance prince. But what's the point of all that peacocking when you're a man of the cloth and thus sex is forbidden? Well, as you may have guessed, Rodrigo wasn't the type to let threats from God get in his way of getting slutty. Rodrigo had an enormous sexual appetite, and it wasn't uncommon for the more comely women who came to him for religious advice to wind up in one of the cardinal's orgies. I'm sorry if me uttering
Son of a
comely sent a
bitch.
shiver down your spine.
Cardinal orgies.
Nice.
Sure.
Whoa.
That's Pope stuff, man. As can
That's
happen when your lifestyle
awesome.
includes hosting orgies, Rodrigo begat some brats. In 1474, Rodrigo met Venoza de Catane, a courtesan known for her charm, intelligence, and bangin' bod. Together, Venoza and Rodrigo would have 4 Nepo babies: Joffrey, Lucrezia, Juan, and of course, their eldest, Cesare.
Cesare.
Oh, our guy from the beginning.
That's right.
You did a little Tarantino on us. You did the whole, you started in the middle, and then you went back, and now here we are.
Well, you know, we love a good yarn when it's winding and, oh, where am I? Oh, is this pertinent? It's all to keep you hooked.
Yeah, we're hooked.
Cesare Borgia was born in Italy around 1475. By this point, Uncle Pope was more than 10 years dead and buried, but Rodrigo knew how to keep up connections on his own. The guy DMing God at the time was Pope Sixtus IV. Rodrigo had helped him secure the gig, and in return, Sixtus paid Rodrigo back by legitimizing Cesare as Rodrigo's son.
Okay, so God decides who sons are, too.
God decides who sons are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
As he should, because he's God.
Whoa, damn, dude.
Gotcha.
I've gotten very religious over the past episode.
Yes. Is that why you're wearing all white over there?
Yeah, dude, so watch your fucking mouth when you talk about God.
Jesus Christ. Without the bastard burden around his neck, Cesare thrived. He was educated in the classics by brilliant Catalonian tutors and was known to be secretive and devious from a young age. He wasn't just a nerd, he also excelled at horsemanship, hunting, and even bullfighting.
He ain't no nerd. He can fucking kill a bull.
He can ride a horsey.
Oh, do you think he did the horse dancing?
I don't know what that is.
Dressage.
What the hell is that?
Horse
Oh,
dancing.
you haven't seen a horse dance?
Oh, it's beautiful, Ryan. They go
Oh,
with
you should see that. Oh, Zach, remember the little clip clops and the hooves?
Is that like some white people shit?
Oh, very
Oh,
white.
it's extremely white. Well,
I was
and-
about to
and
say.
blue people.
Apparently.
He began law school at around age 13. Those who knew him thought him to be brilliant, and he wasn't too hard on the eyes either. Enhancing all of this was an air of confidence, described as, quote, almost superhuman. Meanwhile, Cesare was given jobs in the family business, aka the church. He was the Bishop of Pamplona by age 15, but like his dad, he never seemed all that interested in stewarding souls. Instead, he preferred hunting parties, sex, and generally just being a rich teen.
You were not kidding. He is a Nepo baby
Yeah.
through and through.
Hunting parties?
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Yeah.
you just go out and kill shit? That's what you do at a hunting
I
party?
guess that's what you do.
I
Probably
mean,
so.
look, think about it. If you don't have like an Xbox
That's true, I guess.
15,
I guess if I didn't have an Xbox, I'd blow the head.
So you go out, you hump. It's the horny season. I mean, I'm sure there was humping. But you go out, you hunt an innocent animal, you get really drunk, you hump things, and then you come home and hope for the best. It's just like Xbox.
Off a deer.
Hunt and fuck.
Jesus Christ. Ryan, if it weren't illegal, I'm just curious, would you hunt people? Yes, life was dope as hell for young Cesare. But in 1492, when he was around 17 years old, things were about to get a whole lot cooler. What happened to Cesare? A, his dad got a new job. B, he got married. Or C, that genocidal fuckhead Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
What year are we
Hey.
in?
1492.
Oh,
C.
That rhymes.
Ryan, what do you get?
C.
I put B because life does get cooler when you get married.
All right, we're not doing wife guy shit.
Why, Zach?
Zach, what do you got?
I'm going with the rhyme. Let's talk about genocide fuckhead.
You know, Zach is technically right. That did happen that year, so we'll give him a jelly bean, even though that is not the correct answer. Ryan, you also got that wrong.
That's
Correct
fair.
answer is A.
No kidding.
Yeah, his dad got a new job.
I would have thought once the church.
Motherfucker, I was right the first time. Son of a bitch, the rhyme screwed me. The rhyme screwed me, people. Technically, I mean, I could just rewind all of this and stick with my answer. But I won't. We will keep it as I was the dumbass that switched.
Church, always the church.
You know, and an extra jelly bean, because yes, once in the church, always in the church.
I just realized if you work for the church, your boss is God.
That's right, buddy.
I got one boss and one boss only, the big man.
Yes, in 1492, Pope Innocent VIII died, and Rodrigo Borgia suddenly found himself up for a promotion. It took days of political maneuvering and a small fortune. As many as 13 cardinals are said to have accepted bribes during conclave. But by dawn of August 11th...
Is that true, though? I mean, technically, yes, that would be your boss, but doesn't it have like a chain of command? Like you have like your sisters, your mother superiors and stuff like that, just like you have your fathers and all that. Ain't there like a hierarchy? Doesn't the lower have to answer to higher? I mean, technically, the Pope would be the boss in that situation, and like God would be the owner of everything, right? Is that how that would? I don't know. I don't like to think too deeply into religions because they give me a headache. There's a lot of religions. And if you say the one wrong thing about any of them, they all get angry. I'm just going to shut up now.
There was a new pope in town, Rodrigo Borgia, a.k.a. Pope Alexander VI.
Wait, his name was Pope Innocent?
Yeah. They get to pick their own pope names.
Is that
Did
a
you know
thing?
that?
I try to know as little about the Pope as possible.
Yes, whenever you go in, you give up your name and you take on a new pope name. That's where you get like Pope Louis the IV or whatever the case may be. The numeral after it is how many of them have used that name.
Oh, great. Why don't you guys come up with a little pope name for yourselves, and we'll give a jelly bean for the coolest one.
I want to be Pope Grandmaster of Philosophical Light. That's what I'll be called. The Grandmaster Pope of Philosophical Light. Or do I have to pick like an actual name like Louis? Then I'd be Louis. Fuck it.
All right, feeling pretty good about this.
I don't feel good about mine. I couldn't think of anything, so I just.
I guess you're just like LeBron Pope.
No,
Very
dude,
nice.
I fucking wish,
It's
dude.
just going to be LeBron Pope.
Nah,
All
I just went with my fallback, Pope Daddy.
Oh,
Daddy.
Pope Daddy, like Puff Daddy.
very,
That's not bad.
very similar over here. Pope Diddy the Jew.
Oh my god!
How about that?
Wait, how the fuck is that possible that we were both thinking of P. Diddy, dude? What the fuck?
Ryan, Zach just barely edges you out on that one. I
Yeah.
got to hand it to him. I'm sorry.
I love edging Ryan.
It's really
does.
good. I know.
He kind of showed you it with the feather earlier. It felt nice.
Well, after buying the big hat, Alex VI started creating new cardinals to solidify his power. One of those new cardinals was none other than his son, Cesare. Now, unfortunately, Cesare wasn't as into the idea as you'd think. On the day he was set to become a cardinal, literally the second hugest deal in the Catholic Church, Cesare didn't even bother showing up. But, lucky for him, and unlucky for his brother Juan, Cesare would soon be given a good reason to part ways with the flock of cardinals.
So when you get anointed a cardinal, do they just like give you keys to your?
What do you get to do as a cardinal? I mean, is it like being vice president?
Your own little Pound Town room, or do you have to curate one of those yourself?
I would guess they give you keys to a Pound Town room.
It would be fun to design a room like that, even though I wouldn't really want to use it, but you can make it very silly.
It's like a Sims expansion pack.
Like a Sims expansion pack.
Sims fuck rooms.
That would sell well.
Though Alexander VI chose Cesare to go into the family business, the Pope's favorite son was reportedly Cesare's younger brother, Juan. Alexander bestowed gifts, favors, and titles upon Juan, even marrying him off to a cousin of King Ferdinand IV of Spain. You guys feel like your parents love your other sibling more than you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, can you blame them?
I don't think one parent loves one kid more than the other all time. It's like,
That's exactly what the least favorite child always thinks, yeah.
that's probably true.
What must have incensed the work hard, party hard Cesare even more was the fact that Juan was kind of a deadbeat. For instance, at age 20, Juan abandoned his pregnant wife in Spain and went back to the Vatican, where, despite most of his military ventures so far resulting in humiliating ends, his dad made him the captain general of the church and a commander of the papal army. Did you guys know the Pope used to have an army? Yikes!
It's kind of fun. Do they all wear funny hats?
Yeah, take the hat off and it's...
Just
A
loaded.
fucking 12 gauge under that bad boy.
You could keep a lot of grenades under there.
That's true, because they had grenades back then. No.
Never heard of Yes and?
No.
Someone
No. There were no grenades back then, Zach. I will not fucking stand for it.
Now, these favors, along with other titles he'd been just handed, meant lots of other folks didn't exactly love Juan either. On June 14th, 1497, Juan attended a party at his mother's vineyard. Upon leaving, Cesare encouraged Juan to not ride off alone. The only person Juan permitted to follow him was a mysterious masked man who everyone assumed Juan must have known, I guess. Juan Borgia departed into the night. When Juan failed to appear by nightfall the next day, papal forces were dispatched to conduct a massive search of Rome. Homes and businesses were closed and barricaded during the search, and the other powerful families of Rome began to arm themselves, fearing what the Pope would do if Juan didn't turn up. I wonder if that masked man was to blame.
Oh, man.
On June 16th, 2 days after Juan disappeared, a timber dealer named Giorgio Schiavi came forward, saying he had watched a group of men fling a body into the Tiber River the night Juan went gone.
Oh, no.
Oh! When asked why he didn't come forward earlier, what did Giorgio say? A. He was afraid he'd be accused of being the murderer. B. Giorgio was so drunk at the time, he needed a day to sober up. Or C. He didn't think it was a big deal.
C. Let's be Sea Dogs.
Are you guys locked in?
I think so.
Ryan, what do you got?
I would see. What's the problem?
What's the problem, officer? Zach, what do you got on?
I'm going drunk on that holy water.
Oh, you do? Did you draw a picture of me?
Wait, hold on. Give you a little bow tie.
I gotta get a bigger. Can we get a bigger bow tie for me next season? This thing's choking me.
Now.
Fucking laugh.
I'm gonna hang that up for next season. It's very lovely. Thank you. Well, a point to the beef boy.
Yeah.
When asked what kept him from reporting the body dumping, Giorgio reportedly said, quote, "In the course of my life, I must have seen more than 100 bodies thrown into the Tiber from this spot, and I never heard of anyone troubling his head about even one of them."
It was a crazy time back then.
It was
I
a
get
crazy
it.
time. People being thrown into rivers left and right.
They just dumping bodies?
That's just how it was.
Indeed, when the river was searched, a number of bodies were found, including that of Juan Borgia, stabbed 9 times with a full purse of gold still on his belt. Suspicious.
9 times?
9 times!
You got very German there.
Too much mustard on that one.
So they found him with all the gold on him,
All the
meaning
gold.
they weren't killing him for that money.
Killed him for killing's sake.
Maybe he tried to fondle with somebody who didn't want to be fondled.
And maybe he took a feather to someone who didn't want to be feathered.
Well, that's not me.
Right, why you got that board in your lap?
No reason.
Now, some suspected Cesare was guilty of the deed himself, though it's likely those rumors began with families jealous of the Borgias. Still, these rumors followed Cesare his entire life. The public knew Cesare was jealous of Juan, and who doesn't love a salacious story?
Yeah,
sure.
This is the guy who was fucking and hunting at age 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hunt that young, eventually you gotta keep outdoing yourself until you start hunting. The most dangerous game. Dangerous game, yes. The most dangerous game. Say it with us, Ryan. The most dangerous
No, it's too creepy.
Ryan, come on. Dangerous game. Tickle him, Zach, tickle him. Most dangerous game. With the feathers, Zach. While he likely wasn't behind the deed, Cesare inarguably benefited from Juan's death. With one less son, Pope Alexander was now down one person who could enter into an opportunistic political marriage. Cesare was now less valuable in his cardinal robes than he would be out of them. On August 17, 1498, Cesare Borgia became the first person to resign a cardinalship. Now a born-again layman, Cesare entered into a politically advantageous marriage with Charlotte d'Albret, a relative of the French king. Their nuptials smoothed French papal ties and helped Cesare build a Borgia army that would cement his name in history. Now, by this time, Cesare had already proven himself to be a keen strategist. His tactics were smart, effective, and harsh. At the turn of the 16th century, Italy wasn't quite the Italy as we know it. It was divided into a bunch of kingdoms and city-states which were vulnerable to attack, both from one another and from a strong, united France. Cesare established a Borgia-ruled secular kingdom by conquering Romagna, Umbria, and Emilia using notoriously ruthless strategies. And when I say ruthless, I'm not talking like, oh, a little Ruth. No, sir! Absolutely no Ruths to be seen anywhere. For instance, during his campaign, Cesare told his deputy, Ramiro de Lorca, to literally terrorize and murder the hell out of the poor people of Cesena. By
Holy
Christmas
shit.
1502, those sorry folks hated the absolute shit out of Ramiro on account of all the murdering. Cesare decided to reward
They'll do
Ramiro
it
by having him
every
brought to
time.
Cesena's central square and doing the old Borgia two-step. That is, having him split in half.
Oh, shit.
Wait, now, are we talking that way or that way?
I would guess down the middle.
That's cooler to me.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
like a magician.
Yeah.
That's artistry to do it that way, to cut them hot dog bun style. I'd like to see it, though.
I guess you could tie a horse to
Both sides?
both left limbs and another one to both right limbs, and that would give you a shot at going
still
straight
don't-
down the middle like a zipper.
It wouldn't be an even split, though.
No,
There's
like a
certainly
wishbone
not.
thing, you
a
know?
lot of
one-
logistical
Where
problems.
do
one
balls
arm
go? Balls aren't gonna rip right down the middle, you know?
It depends.
Mine would.
Well, with the source of their terrors now a matching pair of red stains on their plaza, the people of Cesena were basically now too traumatized to give Cesare any trouble.
My
As a
word.
pretty famous contemporary writer would put it, quote, "The brutality of
Damn.
the spectacle kept the people of the Romagna appeased and stupefied."
When they cut him in half, was he in those funny little boxes, though, that magicians cut, like, you know, like an assistant in
Oh,
half?
you know what? Maybe.
If he was just laying on, like, two chairs and
Doesn't
they cut his ass in
buzz
half. Yeah. And if they cut him in half, though, all his guts are gonna spill out.
He's like a human pinata. All the children run up and dance around in his innards, etc.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty metal time to be alive.
Yeah, it must have been a blast. Say, who was that famous Italian writer? Open-ended question here. Bonus Jellybean, if you know the name of the book that he was writing.
Oh, we're not getting multiple choice here.
No.
So what was the name of the Italian writer?
Yeah.
I don't know Italian writers.
Think
don't
about
either.
adverbs that describe someone who is very cunning and dastardly. Scheming.
Can I buy a letter?
You may,
Great.
but you have to pay in jelly beans.
I'll pay for both of us.
Okay.
Thank you, Zach.
Gonna give you an M.
Okay.
M.
Mario.
Could I get a second letter?
Sure. How deep are we gonna go with this? A.
Mario?
How many letters are there total?
I don't know any Italian names.
11. I think
11? Oh, damn. I was going to go Marco or something.
Mysterio.
Machiavelli.
Mysterio.
Jelly
Machiavelli.
bean for
Motherfucker.
Very good.
Mario.
Yes, as Machiavelli writes in The Prince, quote, "I know no better precepts to give a new prince than ones derived from Cesare's actions." Now today, Machiavellianism has quite the nasty connotation, but Machiavelli was writing from the POV of someone who was sick of all the random Italian city-states everywhere that made them susceptible to attack. Famously, Machiavelli debated whether it was better for a ruler to be loved or feared. As he wrote, quote, "One would like to be both the one and the other, but because it is difficult to combine them, it is far better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both."
Some diabolical shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Well, good. Good for you.
As a small business owner, I would say fear is not a good way to lead.
Now, doubling down on feared over loved, Cesare next set his sights on the town of Senegalia.
Yeah.
He told local leaders that as long as they promised to be loyal, they could keep their leadership positions. The leaders agreed. Oh no. What happened next? A. The local leaders pledged their loyalty and lived long, prosperous lives. B. Cesare had them strangled to death.
Ha!
C. Cesare had them strangled to death and then pillaged the town for like a full day.
C.
Ryan, what do you got?
Choking and pillaging. C.
Yeah.
Sure.
Look at us, we're little sea dogs over here.
Let's all do it together. Nothing better than a sea dogs to which I can give 2 wonderful little jelly beans to, because you both
Hell
got that right.
yeah.
I love you.
Yay!
Yes.
If you're gonna be feared, be fucking feared. Am I right?
Yes.
Machiavelli found this tactic to be a bit much. As the pillaging entered its 23rd hour, Big Mac wrote, quote, I am much troubled. I'll tell you what, it takes a lot to get Machiavelli to question your behavior.
Big Mac. Big Mac is fun.
Now, not all of Cesare's quote-unquote brilliance was just horrific disregard for humanity. One of his smartest moves might have been hiring an engineer named, Leonardo da Vinci. Heard of him? Yeah, he was this artsy Italian kid who Cesare employed to design bridges and draw military maps. Da Vinci traveled with Cesare's armies for 8 months, but it turned out that one of those Senegalian leaders that Cesare had strangled was one of Leonardo's buddies. So Da Vinci soon parted ways, seeking a different line of work.
I'm surprised he allowed him to quit. I would be terrified of quitting if my boss was choking and pillaging.
What
Dropping no
happens
notice.
when you try and quit and you tell Stephen?
What?
I was gonna make a joke that when you tell Stephen that you quit, he tries to choke you, and
He does.
That's why no one's quit yet.
Apart from the less than moral character he displayed at work, Cesare's reputation was suffering blows on a second front. Rumors of incest with his sister, Lucrezia. Now, Lucrezia Borgia was known for her beauty and, like her older brother Cesare, her cunning. The two siblings were very close, and it is said Lucrezia was one of the 3 women Cesare, quote, truly admired, and the only one he ever loved. It's easy to see how incestuous whisperings could get started, and they weren't helped by the fact that the Borgias openly used Lucrezia's sexuality to consolidate power.
So Cesare be hitting his sister.
That's right.
No one gets me like you, sister.
Sis. Oh, God. Don't...
We're so close. Why don't you come on over here?
I always heard cousins make dozens and sisters are quicker, but shit, far, bro, they taking a little extreme. I thought it was just funny back in, it was a thing.
Jesus. By the time she was 10 years old, she was betrothed to a Spanish nobleman 15 years her senior. Before they could be wed, however, her father, Rodrigo, as mentioned, became Pope Alexander, and her club of potential suitors suddenly became more exclusive.
Oh, my date with the Pope's daughter.
Yeah.
Coming to Disney.
On June 12, 1493, Lucrezia married Giovanni Sforza of Milan, Lord of Pesaro, cousin to the ruler of Milan, and the brother of a cardinal. He also happened to be twice her age, at 26 to her, 13. History, it's still very bad.
There it is.
Yeah.
Creepy.
So,
I had a
Very
feeling.
creepy.
not good.
The worst bat mitzvah ever.
4 years later, Alexander had extracted all he could from his daughter's marriage. It's thought Cesare, leader of the family army, flat out told Giovanni that he was no longer aiding the...
So was it just like as soon as they was able to like give birth, like get impregnated, they was just married off? That is creepy. That's creepy. Like, I get the premise, like, I guess, people didn't live as long back then. You got to start earlier, I guess. But it's a creep. It's creepy. It's kid. It's creepy. It's creepy. It's creepy.
Borgia political agenda, which didn't really help Cesare's incest case, but did help send a message to his brother-in-law. Giovanni did what any sane man would do when threatened by Cesare Borgia and fled Rome. Alexander, however, made Giovanni come back, and instead of having Gio killed, annulled the marriage by papal decree. Who? On what grounds did the Pope nullify his daughter's marriage to Giovanni Sforza?
No
A.
clue.
God told him Giovanni was a scoundrel of no account. B. A forged document saying Giovanni had already been married to someone else. Or C. Giovanni couldn't get it up.
One of these answers is way funnier than the others.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
more relatable.
B.
Right, what do you got? He's writing a little something.
Yeah, a God told me.
Hey, God told me.
God told me you got a bad boner.
He's got a bad boner.
Or no boner at all.
Well, we're going to find out via the magic of theater, folks.
Oh my
I'll see you in just a
God.
bit. Bye.
Yes.
Oh, please be.
Please be C. I want to see a puppet try
Please
and get
be
it up.
C.
Yo, Pope, get your holy ass
Please.
out here and talk to your ex-son-in-law, Giovanni Sforza. Oh, what the hell do you want? I want you to stop telling everyone I couldn't consummate my marriage to your daughter.
Wow.
Okay, but you couldn't. You're impotent. Didn't you read the decree? It's all in there. But I'm not impotent. I got my previous wife extremely pregnant. Nah, some other dude was banging your wife. That wasn't your kid. I'm sorry to be so frank, but I have known your daughter an infinite number of times, if you know what I mean. Oh, okay. Well, look, I'm marrying her off to some other schmuck so I can repair ties with Naples. You think that kind of pope gets queasy thinking about his daughter having sex? Here, how about this? You claim you consummated the marriage? Go ahead, prove it. Bang my daughter. Bang her right here, right now. You won't watch me having sex with your daughter? Or show one of my friends? It doesn't have to be me. Okay, you know what? I think I'm fine with the annulment, honestly. All right. It's your loss. It's your loss!
Hey, I got the pee-pee that don't work.
Oh my God.
Whoa, that's a weird
Wow.
one, huh?
It's a little dark, but I'm gonna just choose to let it be funny.
It's a fucked up episode. Yeah, a point to Zach. Hey!
Wow. That was, I cannot believe that happened. I thought that was a joke answer.
A lot of history is dictated by what men can and can't do with their dicks.
That's true. The Borgias, unfortunately,
Sad.
used Lucrezia's hand in marriage like a pawn for much of her younger life. After her divorce from Giovanni, Lucrezia married Alfonso of Aragon to improve the Pope's relationship with Naples and the French. Once Cesare got married to a relative of the French king, however, Lucrezia's marriage to Alfonso wasn't needed. In July of 1500, 4 assassins attacked Alfonso on the steps of St. Peter's Basilica, basically
Damn.
the Pope's front door. Alfonso survived the attack until he was strangled to death in his bed on Cesare's orders, possibly by Cesare himself, as Lucrezia watched. Wow, nice.
There's no point in getting to know any of these characters.
I know, they just
keep getting killed by this Cesare dude.
Well, Lucrezia's still hanging around.
Wow.
It's just she's just marrying a bunch of people, and then oops, they get killed when they're no longer useful. The year after her previous husband was murdered, Lucrezia, still barely 20, was married a third and final time, this time to Alfonso d'Este, the Duke of Ferrara. This marriage was actually Cesare's political maneuvering, helping him strengthen his military campaign in Romania. Listen, Machiavelli ain't writing about any old power-hungry monsters, just the real freaks who are marrying their sisters off to add a few dudes to his kill squad.
Oh my God, he's like using her like a weapon. This is like insane.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Just beefing up
crazy.
his squad, you know? Add a few assassins to the list.
Love a good squad. You
How
love a good
was-
squad,
Sure,
Ryan.
yeah.
How was your country brought down? By a vagina.
Not this kind of squad, but I do love a good squad.
Bergusa's squad rolls deep. With money, power, and zero scruples about using the holy sacrament of marriage to further those causes, the Borgias were poised to rule much of Italy during the Renaissance. That is, until God decided he needed one more angel. Yes, in 1503, Pope Alexander VI died of a malaria outbreak.
Papa. I'll take it.
Papa Pope. Papa. Popa. Papa is dead. At the time, Cesare was also down with the sickness, making him too ill to maneuver his family's affairs in the wake of his father's death. Now, without the powers of the papacy, the Borgias' main enemies came for them, seizing considerable wealth and influence from the family. Cesare spent much of the first years of the 1500s being captured, fleeing from being captured, and surrendering the cities he had conquered. In 1507, the jig was up. Cesare found himself fighting rebels on behalf of his brother-in-law, the King of Navarre. No longer fighting for his own family, but instead one he married into, Cesare Borgia was killed in the forest outside of Viana. His killers apparently didn't even know who he was until someone saw the armor they'd stripped from him. He was 31 years old.
That's how he died?
Just in the
Damn.
forest.
That's fucking weak, dude.
yeah, it sucks.
I think there's something nice about it, you know? Death comes for us all and Vienna waits for you.
Yeah, but he was like using his daughter as a weapon and just murdering and pillaging his whole life. Someone needed to take a dump on this guy's chest.
Yeah, but you know what? At the same time, this does happen in history. People who rise to great power sometimes die like dogs in the street. Remember Saddam Hussein in his little hole?
Yeah, Saddam in the little hole.
Saddam in the little hole.
I think it shows the futility of it all. You know, we just, no matter what you do, we're all gonna die. So don't be a dick.
The epitaph on his tomb reads, quote, "Here in a little earth lies one whom all did fear, one whose hands dispensed both peace and war. Oh, you that go in search of things deserving praise, if you would praise the worthiest, then let your journey end here, nor trouble to go further. RIP!"
You know what's nice too? I bet this fucker was real into himself, and when he was dying, he's like, "What? No, I can't just die in the woods, Mamma Mia!"
It's a me.
And then he just fucking, it's a lame death.
Well, today, largely because of Machiavelli's The Prince, the Borgia name is synonymous with ruthless cunning no matter the human cost, as well as the nasty rumors of incestuous relationships spread by their enemies. In reality, Pope Alexander VI was a competent, personable, and determined pope, albeit one with less than pious morals. He made Rome a safer place, took time to hear the common people's gripes, and persuaded Michelangelo to design the new St. Peter's Basilica. So, I guess he's a perfect guy.
I'm telling you, this is Italian Avengers. This is all of them. This is all the Italians.
His son Cesare was a certifiable military genius and horrific war criminal. But during his time ruling Romania, he was considered a firm but fair ruler whose people loved him. Historians generally agree rumors of Cesare's incest with his sister and hand in his brother's death are almost certainly just that, rumors. But when your whole MO is ruling through fear, well, even nasty rumors can be useful.
What is this puff piece wrap up here?
I don't know.
For these two. What is this bullshit? You can't say like, oh, well, you know, he raised a son that was a fucking homicidal maniac, but you know what? He built some shit that was pretty cool.
No, I mean, generally people did like him as a ruler. He just happened to kill a lot of his personal friends.
Hey, you've killed some friends, you know, and we still like you.
Accidentally.
Oh.
Accidentally.
Okay.
Splitting hairs here.
Sometimes history ain't pretty.
Ain't pretty, brother.
Gotta know where we came from.
And look, you know, we could all learn a thing or two from it.
Don't do any of that.
Don't fuck
do
your
that.
sister. Don't kill your friends.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you need to pick up a history book to know to not fuck your sister.
Incest ain't going away, apparently, because we keep putting it in TV shows, and I don't understand why.
She's actually right.
Well, that concludes our history
He is
lesson.
100%
After our
correct.
dutiful scorekeeper finishes up her tabulations, we'll find out who earns the coveted cap and title of History Wizard. But in the meantime, enjoy this special performance from a Pope's hat. Whoa!
Yes.
Oh my god, hat is like the secret theme of the episode.
Oh, yeah. I'll take that baseline. Okay. And then oh, yeah. I'll meet you down there, okay? Here we go.
Oh my god, he's wearing a skull.
Yeah, the
How
maggots.
truly miserable your life can be. If you're just an unremarkable plebe every day, it's a slog, what a chore. Oh my god, if there was just a way to turn it around. Before you call it quits and give up hope, check out this garment that they give to popes. I'm a hat that you wear from the guy way upstairs that lets you bug the boss whenever you want. And once you pop it on, they'll fall down at your feet. You can do anything, make them all kiss your ring, but if your bliss is an incestuous creep, 'cause maybe there ain't no life that's quite as dope as the one you could be leading as the goddamn pope. You can fuck, you can bite, and kill whoever you like, 'cause anything I do, God says it's cool.
Hell yeah, I want to be Pope, bro.
God's like
Bill for $1,000 for Pope.
Oh, what you're asking for proof? Let's say you think your sister's kinda hot. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, God, hi. Just singing a song. About what? I keep hearing my name. Do you
God
just hear
is
your name every
real.
time someone calls it? No, I just love puppet history and Watcher entertainment, so I get push notifications when I'm tagged in an episode. Oh, well, it's just a song about how much popes love you. Popes? Those spiny river fish that swim up dudes' penises? No. Help me out here. I've made everything in the universe, and I've paid like 8 minutes of attention to Earth. They're the guys who wear big hats like me, who talk to you all the time. Cool. Never heard of them. Anyway, go on and finish your song about poops. Popes. Whatever. Okay.
Teacher, the prerequisites are kinda tough. I think you gotta do religious stuff. To be frank, I'm not sure what you got to endure, but I would guess it's worth the work in the end. Hey, no offense, but who the hell are you? You woke me up from a fantastic snooze. I'm a hat people wear. I see that. I don't care. You humans got a lot of explaining to do. I guess we do. Oh. I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on a theology. More like theology. I will never find a glorious on a 1, 2, 3. 'Cause maybe there ain't no life you could ever hope for as the life that should become the Pope. Look at me. I'm in charge, kicking ass, living large. 'Cause anything I do, God says is cool.
Righteous.
All right.
Oh my, God is real. I've got a lot of soul searching to do.
And he's a Cyclops.
Wow! Holy moly! What a number! Always great when God pops in.
Crazy.
That was something.
Did you book him, or was that happenstance?
He just shows up. He's a personal friend.
He kind of does that.
Okay, Mom, according to your tabulations, who receives the Covenant Cup and title of History Wizard?
Oh, was your mother supposed to be keeping score on this one?
What? Yeah.
No, she had a thing.
What thing?
What was it called again? College, is that a thing?
Mom went to college?
I think that's where she was going, yeah. You got her all hopped up on math. She can't get enough of the stuff.
She's doing a lot of chestnut parties there.
Oh, don't say that in front of the father. Come
Good
on.
for her. Does that mean you're going to film school?
No, I think I got this all figured out. Point the camera, hit the button, Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, not hard.
Hey, you didn't happen to keep score, did you?
No, but I think we should give it to Zach.
Hey, I love this plan.
I find him very relatable.
Well, all right. I guess Zach is our history wizard. Come collect your coveted caps, which you have so tenaciously earned.
I'm a
Here they
wizard?
are.
Oh, well, okay, so
Yeah.
do you want to trade hats?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Wow.
Let's see what my hat says this time.
Oh, yeah, put it on there. Yeah.
Well, I get 2 of them?
Well, one's for
Oh,
me,
one is for me
boy.
now. Now, don't get greedy.
Oh, look at you. It fits you perfectly.
Thank you for the child-size hat.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Okay. Well,
And that also looks great on you. Well, Zach, thank you so much for being here. Ryan, thanks for being a friend. And to all you at home, thanks for watching Puppet History, where the details are always a little fuzzy.
Oh, yeah.
Besties! Whoa! And once more, another big thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Scan my QR code and use Watcher for 55% off. Check out the links below to get discounts and learn more. Bye-bye.
Ain't no life that's quite as dope as the one you could be leading as the goddamn Pope. You can buck, you can fight, and kill whoever you like. Anything I do, God says it's cool.
That was fucking great. Oh. I really enjoyed that. Alright. If y'all enjoyed today's video as much as I did, please go down there, leave a thumbs up. While you're down there, go on over, hit that subscribe button, become part of the Bill 5000 Nation. We do some crazy shit here, bruh. As always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Nah, he was banging his sister. You know it. You know he was. Dirty birds.